Athletes Unlimited is the only individual championship in volleyball. For 4 weeks, the top players have drafted teams forming new combinations of the sport's best. A unique scoring system tracks player performance along with team success to form a live leaderboard. In this, the 5th and final week, we will crown a champion. It begins now. Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN, presented by Mikasa. The sun is setting on season 3, but not before 6 final contests. What do you have left? What is the narrative of your 2023 Athletes Unlimited campaign? It's Team Hens taking on Team Linehan. Their final statements begin now. Welcome inside once again, everyone. Kevin Marnett, joined by my partner, Missy Whittemore. We'll have Olympian Key Michael on the sidelines in just a few. And Missy, we enter week 5 with some teams that have interesting questions throughout the roster.
Yeah, I think so. We know that Hens loves to build a team based on defense, and no doubt she will lead the charge in that regard. But behind her first draft pick of Claire Chaussee, I'm curious to see, do they have enough arms to keep pace with the offensive team Linehan, who actually returns 7 players from Linehan's roster a week ago. 6 of those were starters.
Good weekend for Allie Linehan, looking to recapture some of that magic as the championship chase on the leaderboard really starts to tighten. Some moves can be made this weekend.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about this is if you look at Hens, she has earned her points as a winner. More win points than anyone in Athletes Unlimited this weekend, while stat points have been key for Linehan, particularly during weeks 3 and 4. After a poor performance in week 2, she earned more points than anyone the last 2 weeks.
Said Team Hens has some offensive question marks. Claire Chaussee is not one of those.
Absolutely not. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. Claire Chaussee is ready to play. She has by far been her best on Friday nights over the course of each weekend this season. She's hitting above 330 on those Friday nights and averaging nearly 10 digs per set. Across the net, look for Allie Linehan to get some help from Molly McCage. They have played together in the last 3 weeks and have really found a rhythm with their setter, Nutsara, who has also been with them, that seems to work for them. Molly McCage, so good off 1 foot behind. She is the only player in the league hitting above 400 on the season. And not only does that equal points for Molly, but it opens things up on the left pin for Allie Linehan.
What a renaissance it has been for Molly McCage entering the final week into our format with 44 world-class athletes. We've had them across the 4 teams. This is our 5th week. And we touched on the scoring system just a bit, plus and minus throughout the entire time. Captains have been shifting around, although we've had a fair amount of players stay in those seats. And we have drafted on Tuesdays to play Friday, Sunday, and Monday. This is the first of 3 days for the final weekend. Scoring breakdown, your win point should be about 60%. You mentioned the success of Morgan Hens. That's been remarkable. Your individual stats, 36%. And those MVP votes, those could come into play, Missy.
Oh, you better believe it. In this final weekend, players are going to be scrapping for every point they can get. In fact, the difference even between MVP 1 and MVP 3 could come into play this weekend.
That's 40 points. So it's 60 for number 1, it's 40 for number 2, and 20 for number 3 in those MVP spots. The pluses and the minuses, we were diving into the stats, and we had to get into the pluses and minuses and start figuring out where the gaps were.
Yeah, it's so interesting to see where have players been able to make their jumps. In particular, in the next match, you're going to see the leader this weekend in Leah Edmond. Yes, she has a lot of kills, but if you take a look at her from a season ago, it was the efficiency that really impressed us. So it is in the minutia of the stats that we're seeing players make a jump.
Well, there's been nothing minute about the improvement of Team Edmond. Leah Edmond, you'll see her in our second match of the night. Remember, we played 2. There's Claire Chaussee. Headed immediately this Thursday to Grand Rapids. She's moving to Grand Rapids to be a part of the first professional season for the PBF coming up. And Allie Linehan on the other side. It has been a wild journey for her. Captain now for the 3rd week as we start with an ace serve from Nutsara Tom-Com. And right away, we're putting trees on the planet. For every ace this year, Aspiration Aces has been putting 10 trees in the ground thanks to Aspiration, their support of Athletes Unlimited Volleyball.
Right away, we see Yatiana Presley basically step out of serve receive, and Morgan Hens covers more space. No surprise.
Tip, runs under it, and we'll talk about the setter in just a second. That one is going to go off of Bastianelli and near our broadcast position. Some real questions for the side in the blue jerseys, Team Hens, about the setting spot.
Taylor Bruns, for the first time this week over the course of the season, was the #1 setter chosen by Captain Hintz. You see right there on your screen. She has played alongside Nutsara quite a bit over the course of the season. They've shared some setting duties, but she gets the go this week.
Yeah, she's been primarily a blocking sub in place of Nutsara several times as Ali Bastianelli gets the kill there. So we saw a swing from Willow Johnson. Now we see a swing from Ali Bastianelli. They are the best of frenemies. Saw him earlier today at the coffee shop. Said, yeah, we're hanging out, but we're not friends later.
I tell you what, every player you hear talk about this league says we are like a family. And yes, the teams are changing week by week, and we may be across the net from one another, but boy, you can tell that in this short span of 5 weeks, there are some solid friendships that have been formed.
And you were talking to Cassidy Lichtman earlier today about the type of person in this league. Forget the volleyball players.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to her about the fact that I think recruiting next year for someone like Cassidy is going to be a real challenge, because I see these 44 spots being hard to come by as a player. They are going to get to choose from the best of the best. And how important is it to find not just the best volleyball players, but players who really work in the format of this league?
Yeah, it takes a lot to work well in the format. Ali Linehan did not have a good journey at captain the first time. She had a much better journey the second. And this third is starting on a positive note there as she swings to keep herself at the service line. 4-1 the opener for Linehan. Here's Chaussee, left side, good touch. This will be Noma to Erin Fairs, who's gotten a lot of run in the last 2 weeks. That ball hit wide as our leaderboard pops in. And this will be updating live. We talked about the leaderboard coming in. It's already changing and morphing as points go in and come out.
And you see our two captains there in second and third place right now.
Here's Bruns taking root, the left-hander, serving Linehan. Dixon with the kill. Now, interesting storyline on this side with Tori Dixon and Molly McCage. They're the only 2 middles on the roster.
They have an inactive middle that is listed on their roster, but absolutely the only 2 that are available to play. And also interesting about Tori Dixon, she's really the one new piece to this lineup from last week. Ali Linehan basically able to draft her entire team right back again this week. Dixon, however, is a difference.
So if Dixon or McCage are unable to continue, I have to believe that Katie Lukes is probably the backup middle, given Lukes' capability in terms of height to fill that spot at 6'2". Maybe that's another reason you put Fairs out at opposite, or pardon me, out at outside, is to save that option. Because otherwise you're left with Fairs at 5'11", Ari Cruz at 5'11", or Alicia Childress. I mean, she's blocked middle a few times.
Sure,
she's been stuck there after the slide.
Setters can do it all.
Yeah. Oh, is that true?
I've got faith in Alicia. Put her out there.
And everyone out there gets one guess. What position Missy plays?
Yassiana Presley sneaks one through there as Molly McCage, making the move to her right, drifts off the net just a little. But we were curious coming into this match, would Team Hintz use Yassiana on the left side or the right side? We get our answer. She's on the left side, and it's Simone Abbott over there at the right pin getting the start.
That ball called up. Could see a captain's challenge. They don't win the point here, but if you give it to Molly McCage, odds are you're going to win the points. Look at the setting spot this year and how it's stacked out. Really nice performance from Sydney Hilly, who we'll see later.
Yeah, Sydney Hilly, a rookie who has put together such a nice first season campaign. She has been so consistent. One of only 3 players who's been in the top 10 on the leaderboard after all 12 matches this season.
And in the captain's chair quite a bit. That ball way too tight for Simone Abbott to get a hold of. Abbott, a veteran of this league, but who has played very little throughout. She has only played in 2 sets. This is her 3rd appearance in the entire 5 weeks. A late add, about a week out from the start of the season. Erin Fairs, another veteran, pops that float. That was a difficult play. Fairs cannot get to that 2-handed shot. Craig Skinner somewhere is smiling as Kentucky has employed that move all year.
Yes, absolutely. What a nice placement shot there by Yassiana Presley. I mean, that was the one spot where it would fall.
8-5, Team Linehan with the open. Well, misdirect and throwing the opposite up the middle. It's kind of a prayer dig there from Nomaris. Turn and kill. Very nice from the lefty. Taylor Bruns Tegenruth.
You know, immediately when we saw this roster for Team Hintz, we said, what a different look this team has. And Taylor Bruns, as a left-handed setter, can do different things. There's a look at what she brings to the table.
Jump serve coming. Crawling for it, left-handed pancake is good. Tom scoops Linehan, trying to deliver cross court, and it is wide. So the left-handed crawling pancake from Yassiana Presley pays off.
And don't you think players just play better defense the week that they're on Team Hints? It's as though they don't want to let Morgan down. Morgan has expectations that every ball should be played up, and you see players just raise their level.
Another good jump serve hit off, and another nice swing from McCage, chased down by Chaussee. Free ball coming. Where do you go? McCage again. No! McCage the distraction. Nutsara Tom collects the kill. And if you want, you can collect the Topps first ever set of player trading cards. Features all 4 Athletes Unlimited sports combined in one set. We had them 200 card set featuring 185 athletes. It's available at Target, Barnes & Noble, hobby shops, and throughout Topps.com and Fanatics.com. Order yours today and enjoy them. I got mine signed by Cass Lickman. So that card is worth a lot more now. You can find it on eBay at the following, never mind. No, Cass, I would never get rid of it. 10-7, Linehan up.
They've done their best to keep Yassiana Presley out of serve receive for Team Hints. With Yassi out, we saw McCage go at Claire Chaussee. Will they continue that or go for Simone Abbott? They continue.
Well, it's interesting you go for Chaussee when you have Simone Abbott out there.
Yeah, I agree.
As you mentioned, she played outside hitter in the league before, but has seemed more comfortable at opposite at times. She came out early and got a lot of passing reps.
Yeah, and right away we said, okay, this is interesting. Are they going to use her on the left side? What is the plan here? Interestingly, she's playing right side, but as a right side being used in serve receive, and they're pulling Yassiana out.
There's the power of number 37, Allie Stumler. Now Linehan. Lighten that ball up. We get a pony angle measurement on that one?
We need to see it again in slow-mo, I think.
That ball is going to be overpassed and redirected. Hence read that one.
Wow.
Yeah, she is from the future, and it pays off again. Boy, the low defense is paying for the women in blue. Let's look back at that attack from Linehan. Give me a pony angle measurement here.
Going to see the ferocity of this swing from Allie Linehan. Oh, yeah. The hair is all the way forward, possibly into the net, which, by the way, is not a violation.
There you go. I liked her footwork on that with her pass. Really efficient, moving both feet to pass that ball and then get into her approach.
Yeah.
Bastianelli facing off in the middle with Dixon. And also in the middle, Emma Willis, who's front row right now for Team Hens. She's had a breakout year.
Yassi in serve, receive that time. They go right at her, and Claire Chaussee, against an absolutely huge block, has the ability to go wrist away and find a kill. That's into the block of Willow Johnson and Tori Dixon. That looks like an absolute wall.
Working on Linehan still in reception. Might have been a collision under the net there between those two players. Pull of the hands from Johnson. That is not what you can do against Chaussee.
Yeah, pulls those hands, and Chaussee just rips one.
Talked to Claire earlier today and said, it's been a lot of work for you, this league. She said, yeah, after 5 weeks, my body is ready for this to be over. But that's it. She said, the rest of it, I love. I've had such a good time. It's been such camaraderie and a great mix of opportunities to explore yourself and be on your own, but also be with the women at different events, off the court, on the court.
Yeah.
And she's really enjoyed that as our first tie of the set takes place at 12.
That seems to be such a common response, that obviously players are tired, but they do not want this experience to end.
Beautiful dig by Team Hens. Bump set from the captain is rejected. That is going to be Dixon alongside Fairs.
Kevin, something else I talked to Cassidy Lickman about is we just talked about this league and the format of it. Another look at that huge block. Whoever Tori Dixon pairs up with tends to look like a wall. But we talked about the fact that it's always 3 sets, no matter what. And she said as a player, she could really appreciate that. She said, you know, sometimes you don't know if you're going to go a 5th set. Should you eat a big snack in the middle of a match? You don't know exactly what to prepare for. And she said as a player, she enjoyed the always 3-set format.
I'm interested, Cassie Lickman going for a big snack. Like,
maybe a mini snack,
okay.
but a snack, I guess. Okay. And her idea of big might be different than, the viewer's idea of big.
Noma with a nice dig under there. Both liberos have made some off plays that have mattered. Presley blocked. Give that one to Willow Johnson. Willow Johnson, the Phoenix native, asked her about being at home. She said, yeah, it's been fantastic. Haven't been just disappeared into Dallas for 5 weeks. Have really enjoyed being here. Had the birth of her niece a few weeks ago. She was able to be here for that. So a nice integration of the league for Willow Johnson. And that ball is killed by Abbott, who tied at 14.
Simone Abbott with a huge role here in the last weekend of Athletes Unlimited.
Good pass from Fair. She'll get it right back, and it's into the net. So we hit the technical timeout with Team Hens leading. You haven't heard from Key Michael just yet. After the TTO, we're going to have Key Michael with a little draft recap, let you know how these teams got put together. For Team Hens, it's another journey, and the captain's chair so far successful. Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by Mikasa.
Can you explain the feeling of being in that captain's chair?
You're in the hot seat for sure. So you're just sitting in this little room with all the other captains. The time's going, you have 2 minutes and they'll warn you every 30 seconds.
Well, you have like kind of a plan, but like not really. Like I always know who like my first pick is going to be. That's like the easiest one because you know the majority of people are going to be on the board still. But after that, it's kind of like a free for all.
I love the fact that as soon as you get drafted, you get drawn into your specific room. Molly was my first pick, so she gets brought out of the 44 into the room with me and Brandon, our facilitator.
It's a lot of wait and see, and then once they make a decision, then you make a decision. I'm really big on having a team that works well together. Anytime I draft someone, I'm always asking them for their opinion.
She can kind of, from a middle perspective, like who does she work well with, and then hopefully I get setter next, and so we can kind of round out all the pieces from there.
Sometimes you kind of keep setters and middles together to keep that connection going on, because usually if you can get that, then it opens up everything else. You hear that? Setters and middles are the most important. You heard it here first.
Welcome back to Athletes Unlimited. Team Hens leading Team Linehan 15-14 in the first. But let's talk draft strategy. Well, this was one of the fastest in the entire season, 22 minutes, and it was done and dusted, but no surprise there, because these two teams are in week 5, they know exactly what they want, who they want, and the strategies are set. But you're looking at two completely different draft strategies when it comes to Team Hens and Team Linehan. Hens is a complete overhaul from last week, only 2 players remaining, and those aren't necessarily key players that will get a lot of playing time. So maybe that's her strategy. Does she steal players from other teams, those key pieces that maybe then they can't function as well for the next week? Team Linehan, on the other hand, a completely different strategy. She was trying to recreate the blue vibes from last week, and she has 7 players returning, and she said, I took the exact same 3 players first. That was Molly, Nutsara, and Willow. She said, I had to get Molly first. I knew that other teams were going to try and grab her. Nutsara, I could wait a little longer because setters maybe don't get taken as fast because every team is comfortable with who they have. But she said, I had to get Molly in early to the draft room so that we could talk strategy, and that's exactly what they did.
Key, I think that's such an interesting point because after an uncomfortable experience as captain in week 2, it seems like Linehan has really found her groove. And I wonder how much of that is leaning into the experience of someone like Molly McCage. She said in that piece, she's immediately brought into my room so she can discuss picks with someone who has so much experience in this league.
Exactly, and that's exactly the point that when you get into week 5, players know each other and they know everyone's strengths on and off the court. So drafting Molly McCage, who has experience in Athletes Unlimited, but also as a player, also drafting Alicia Childress in that second setting role. So she's on the bench, she can help make some substitutions, she can talk to the facilitator, and it just really helps to have people like that on your team.
All right, well, while the two of you have been talking about how amazing middles and setters are, I've been enjoying the volleyball play here. That last play was ridiculous. What a cover from Erin Fairs and then a dig from Hentz down the line. And Erin Fairs, by the way, an incredible outside hitter, kids. Another play from Hentz, my goodness. Look at Molly stepping in middle back. And then another kill on the outside from Linehan. Here they come with 2 exceptional rallies. This is back 2 plays ago.
Kevin shamelessly pointing out the great play of the outside hitters as we try desperately to highlight the setters and middles, but Erin Fairs deserves some kudos on that. We've seen some great coverage and pick up on off shots over. Unbelievable.
That one hit off McCage. Middle blocker not playing defense successfully there. 18-17. Team Hentz, but locked in a battle. They get a few points off the serve of Simone Abbott, did the women in blue for Team Hentz, but right back came Team Linehan with those 2 transition efforts.
And as we talk about the different look of this Hentz team, the jump serve of Simone Abbott, one more aspect of something different we're seeing this week.
Yeah, she was hitting it consistently as well. Another dig from Fairs, who's paying dividends. Stumbler inside, boy, what a redirect by Hentz. The tip over goes, so for all the hard stuff, the soft one goes. 18 apiece as we get a chance to check in with Alicia Childress. Alicia,
hello.
Hi.
Hi.
You've spent so much time on the court this year, we haven't even had a chance to talk to you.
Oh, we're going to take advantage of it now. Let's go.
Tell me about year 2 contrasted to year 1 for you.
I mean, I think both years for me are just about getting back on the court and really appreciating the chance to play and the opportunity. It was gone for so long, so I'm happy to be back, and I want to get better every year.
Alicia, we've talked about the fact that Allie Linehan, as a young player, has rebounded from her first experience as a captain, really put together a successful team last week, and now with players like you and McCage, has the opportunity to lean into some experience and what you guys can provide. Particularly, what are you looking for right now from the sideline to help her out?
Yeah, I think when you're young and you haven't done this before, you don't know what you don't know. And she learned, she's like, I got to delegate and I got to, lean on people. And so, we had a chat and she just said, anything that you can take off my plate makes it easier for me to play free. So I'm taking a look at, what's going on, what's working, what's not, communicating with Newt, and we're having conversations about our offense. And so just anything that I can be an extra set of eyes, an extra voice off the court, I'm here to help.
Okay, so give us the early analysis. What has worked in terms of your team's strengths versus Team Hentz here in this close first set?
I think you see a lot of rallies, you see a lot of defensive effort, and I think we're able to stay really composed when it gets a little chaotic. And so I think you're seeing kind of in the extended long rallies, there's not a sense of panic. It's just we keep going good play after good play.
All right, keep working. We'll see you.
Thank you. Yep. Bye.
Alicia Childress, longtime national team member, Olympic medalist, and second year in AU as that ball is dumped off to Linehan, the captain. What a play by Yasiana Presley with the stab. Defense is contagious, Missy Whittemore. This time it's Willow Johnson looking for some hands, not getting him. Point for Team Hentz, 2 up.
We said coming in, would Team Hentz have enough arms to keep pace with Linehan? And that really hasn't been the key. The key has been defense. not only from Hintz, but as you said, it's contagious. As we've seen, the defensive play of Yassiana Presley really impressed me as well.
I love the redirect from there from Hintz, where she cut that ball off and changed the direction of it so abruptly. All right, right back to Johnson, who pulls it down the line. Willa Johnson said, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I felt pretty good last week. The back has kind of loosened up a little bit. That's been giving her issues. And she was just looking to continue to roll. So the dynamic of the team is where it was really at for her last week, and that's now the same. 21-20. An all-important first set. This is a huge match for Allie Linehan. A sweep would be monstrous for her on the leaderboard in an effort to catch Leah Edmond. Right side, Chaussee with the kill down the line. Carrying that advantage, Team Hintz. They could side their way out here.
Such a smart first tip by Chaussee because they had Dixon there in left back, and she manages to play it up. So great defense by Dixon, but they go right back to Chaussee over there on the right side, and she goes after the hands of Aaron Fairs.
Chaussee into the back row. That sends Yassiana Presley up front, along with Willis and Abbott. Working on Fairs. Johnson tip. Oh, that was perfectly done. A sliding Simone Abbott can't come up with it. But they're going to need some reels over here, and they're going to have to do it with Nutsara Tomcom in the front row, not known for her blocking prowess. Has just a few blocks on the entire season. 3 to be exact.
How do you take that blocking out of the picture? A good first serve by Willow.
Excellent point. And McCage in transition. And then you give it to the highest percentage efficiency hitter in the league.
The connection right now between Nutsara and Molly McCage 3 weeks in a row, and it is money in the bank. But the serve by Willow Johnson, vastly important because, as you point out, Nutsara in the front row, not a big block.
See if she can keep them off the net again. They cannot. Out of the back row comes Chaussee. No topspin. That one is long. And it's Linehan with the advantage. Do you call a timeout if you're Hintz?
Hintz
yes,
does.
You do. And Molly McCage rolling it up on a three-point run. The conclusion of set 1 is on the way. Will it be Team Linehan grinding out points and going to Molly McCage, or is Team Hintz going to dig their way into a first set victory? Nutsara Tomcom will be a factor. Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by Mikasa and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down. They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. That electrolytes are all the same. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Molly McCage, touch, turn, deliver.
Nutsara Tomcom feeds Molly McCage, who's been very dangerous in the middle.
Nutsara is such a fun teammate. On and off the court. On the court, she's creative. She's an unorthodox setter. I've never seen or played with a setter like Nutsara. So that kind of creativity and playfulness is fun to play with, and then also just to be around as a professional, because I think being a professional athlete, and sometimes, this is my job, this is my career, it can get very serious. Nutsara is always like, this is so much fun. We get to do this. We get to play volleyball. We get to be with our best friends and play a sport. And it's something I really love about her leadership.
You have to love that. Nutsara Tomcom, a creative setter. I read that to be could always go to the middle, which she can.
Absolutely.
Kevin Barnett alongside Missy Whittemore as we're watching the closing moments of set number 1. A huge side out there for Team Hintz as they stave off that 3-0 run from Team Linehan. They're going to have to find a way to get back on the ad. Good news for them, Molly McCage is in her last front row rotation.
Linehan went with a quick defensive sub there as they had Alicia Childerson momentarily.
I take it back. She's next from last. She lined up as though it was the next rotation.
Yes, she did. Quick change.
She is inside of Erin Fairs, who gets this pass, and it's off the net. Finds the middle anyway, and that's a smart thing to do. Molly McCage continues that torrid offensive pace. Unstoppable, virtually. She's 3 of 6, but hasn't been blocked, hasn't hit out.
Most setters have a pocket where they're comfortable delivering the ball to the middle. You can double that pocket when you're talking Nutsara. No matter where she is on the court, particularly with Molly McCage, she can find her.
Right side, Abbott has to tip McCage with the defense. Sprawls out, Linehan chipping off the edge. Oh, a retreating Hentz with the dig. Hentz again. That has to be a call. That should have been called. You can't reach over like that. Inside of McCage goes Presley, negating any complaining at the end of the point.
And Yassiana's offense has been a little bit limited here. They have not overused her. I think they've tried to put her in good positions, but look at the defense on both sides of the net throughout this rally. The one-arm jab, players fighting on the joust, but it's Hentz who continues to keep balls alive.
How about Hentz playing her own overpass there?
Yeah.
McCage again back to live action, goes straight down. And we are into extra time.
No answer for Nutsara McCage connection. Absolutely unstoppable.
Well, the answer is she goes to the back row. So Team Hentz has found that solution anyway as they face.
Can she run like a back row slide if they play her in right back?
Set point for 40 all-important set points for Allie Linehan. Nutsara looking for a block, slicing it off is Presley. That is deli shaved right there.
And Presley looking her best when needed the most. That last trip across the front row was beautiful.
25 apiece. Why not play extra points here to start our weekend? Fairs, perfect pass. Outside Linehan. That is how you do it against Taylor Brun. So both teams kind of running at the setters. Linehan to get another set point opportunity.
Perfect pass, just what they need from Erin Fairs, who really doesn't have to be a huge offensive weapon on this team with Willow Johnson, Linehan, and McCage. She just needs to be a solid 6 rotation player for them.
Serving down the line, working on Chaussee, who scoops it. Slide to Bastianelli. This will be a chance here.
Huge Erin Fairs get.
Dixon puts it up high. Chaussee going to take a cut, dug by Velez Augusto. The captain. No, dug over for the point. Count it for Morgan Hentz. Captain on captain crime.
Morgan Hentz is different. She is just different. I questioned her roster, I have to admit, and she's proving that defense can win. Unbelievable play. Wow.
Will we see Morgan Hentz in a Team USA jersey next year? That is a question to be resolved by head coach Karch Karai. Certainly her performance here has increased that possibility as right back comes Team Linehan unfazed, and they push themselves to another set point opportunity. Allie Linehan now to the back row. So a lot of the offensive firepower out of the front row has gone. No McCage, no Linehan. Do you go to Willow Johnson?
Just saw a little discussion between Nutsara and Johnson, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Great catch on that. It's a good point. Here comes the opportunity generated. And as you called it.
Wow. Gabby Blossom.
That ball is in on the line.
Gabby Blossom subbed in the back row with an absolutely huge dig out of right back.
We will have our first captain's challenge as to whether that ball was in or out. It was called in, and that would mean we're tied at 27. And that would mean that Team Hentz has fought off 3 set point opportunities, one of which was done with a dig for Morgan Hentz.
Yeah.
Almost behind her head with the right hand.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, she's from the future. She's reading the sports almanac and putting it into practice. I wonder what she paid Biff for that thing. Take a look at you at home can judge here. This is a swing from Yassiana Presley out of the back row. Called in.
Ooh.
Missy Whittemore is our official replay judge. You have to make a call here.
I want it to be in because this is such a good match, but I'm not convinced.
You're not convinced by that angle. What about by this one?
Oh, that one I am. In.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We will play on. I think that's going to be 27 apiece. Remember, it's normal volleyball rules. You got to win by 2, but we're going to determine the overall victory. And those 60 points that are available for the overall by the aggregate score. We're going to add it all up. So we're playing extra time here in set number 1. That ball, as called, is confirmed. $12 ties and just 2 lead changes here in this first set.
Gabby Blossom, you see exiting the match, but talk about being ready when your number's called. She gets an opportunity for some right back defensive action, and she makes that time count.
Johnson right into the hands of Chaussee and out of bounds. 4th chance to close 40 team points. Linehan, remember, Allie Linehan, the captain, is chasing Leah Edmond. She's back 265 to start the weekend. She has never outscored Leah in any weekend by more than that amount. In fact, it's been far less. It's going to have to be an exceptional week. That ball chipped out of bounds by Chaussee. The 2 primary attackers back and forth.
Yeah, these extra points, extra opportunity to score stat points. Maybe this is the plan all along. These players are just going back and forth at it, scoring points.
That ball's going to carry a little extra air under it, and it's gone. All right, number 5. And guess who's back in the front row? Number 5.
Yes.
I think I know where you're going in transition here.
I saw a shake of the head by Nutsara, yes, as she looked at the call from Molly McCage. I can only guess what that would be.
What a serve from Willow Johnson, a laser. Or a fastball, as Presley hits that one down the line.
The elevation of Yassiana Presley. This Hens team won't quit, and doesn't that just personify who their captain is?
There's been a lot of mention of the planning of Team Hens, the way she runs the team. I like what we've seen so far, utilizing Presley to hit and then having her not have to have passing responsibilities despite being in an outside hitter position. As you get McCage on another kill, and we'll have a 6th chance now in this extended first set.
And a nice adjustment by Nutsara, a tighter slide that time by McCage to the antenna, time and time again, and then they switch it up.
Presley elevates, Nomaris gets under it. Oh, you can't roll for the win. You got to swing. Molly will take a cut.
Won't.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, Nomaris with an absolutely huge dig right there to keep her team in that rally. And Molly McCage off 1 foot behind. We've come to expect it. Look, though, at the charge, blocking at the left pin, and then the chase by Molly McCage as she just runs that set down.
Extra time, 31-29, the victory for Linehan. How impactful should your first draft pick be? What would you like out of your first draft pick? How about 7 kills on 11 attempts? Molly McCage and Team Linehan winning set 1.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter. That electrolytes are all the same. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Check ball. Yeah. Check up. Right here. Check ball.
Let me see what you got. Could be.
Check up.
Oh, you serious? Check.
Welcome back to Athletes Unlimited. First set win into overtime at 31-29. Team Linehan take the win. But I just want to talk to you a little bit more about draft strategy here. I talked to you about these two teams and how they were different. I want to give you a visual here. These are the colors that each player was wearing last week. Now, Team Hens, pretty much a mixture of a few different teams. Team Linehan, look at all these players that she took from the blue squad last week. So that's the kind of cohesion that you're going to get. I think it paid off there at the end. But one thing I wanted to point out as well, Taylor Bruns getting her starting role on Team Hens. And they were this close to taking it. I asked Leah Edmond, she was just standing around here, and she said, I'm surprised that Taylor hasn't gone earlier. She's had that starting role mentality since day one, and now she's finally getting to prove it.
A tough spot, too, to step in after having sat for that long to then have to lead the team, and you know it's a different role.
And to her credit, she's stayed so engaged. She's been a coach on the bench. She's been very open to coming in as a blocking sub for just moments, but when she has come in, she's locked in.
And those have been successful moments as well.
Yes, absolutely. Great to see her on the court this week and her hard work paying off, and really just the flair that she brings to the game with that left-handed play across the front row. And I feel like she's a lot like Nutsar in that she's a very creative setter to me. You know, delivers a very crafty ball, sometimes off the net, going to a position that you wouldn't expect. I really like watching her play.
Yeah, Taylor Bruns-Tegenrud is mic'd up tonight. We'll hear from her later. They were getting her all mic'd up as warm-ups were starting. I thought some important reps were going by. She came out and put her team into some good spots early as Team Linehan was forced to go overtime 31-29. 13 ties in that set, 7 set points to close it for Team Linehan. Remarkable.
Yeah, you mentioned the first draft pick and the fact that Molly McCage was absolutely incredible without an error on 11 attempts, 7 kills. How about the first draft pick for Team Hens, though? Claire Chasse continues her Friday night dominance. She actually has more kills than anyone in this match with 8 so far.
And we wondered where the offense would come from for that side. There were some question marks. Well, Yasiana Presley has maybe put some of those question marks, erased them, I guess. 7 of 11, 8 digs for Yasiana to open.
I feel like Hintz has managed her position very well, though, as you alluded to. The fact taking her out of serve receive, taking that off her plate, letting her think about offense. And because of that, I think she's been a better defensive player.
Yeah, utilizing the hybrid nature of Simone Abbott and her capabilities as a passer, despite being an opposite this year, as you see right now, getting pushed out of the receive up to the left-hand side, number 22, left-hand side of your screen, Presley pushed out. And they serve Abbott, which I think is smart. They didn't really go after her. They were after Chaussee that whole first set. Johnson, big stretch that time, reaching over the top.
And you see the delivery from Nutsara creates that hole in the block because Ali Bastianelli leaning to her right, then has to make the adjustment back to her left. It is just a tricky delivery from Nutsara to know where she's going.
That ball going to be passed by Presley anyway, short. She'll come back and try and swing out. She cannot. Hintz with the right hand. We're going to make a Tom Omansky's Team Hintz defensive plays of the year. We're gonna make an instructional skills tape. We'll put it on tape. We'll do a retro thing. It'll be VHS. You can order it on ESPN. I think Tom Omansky's Morgan Hintz defensive skills series.
I like it.
We're going to shoot some old infomercials for it.
Yeah, on VHS, so you can set it on a shelf and never watch it.
Well, I mean, who watched those videos anyway? We could ever dig into trash cans. It'd be amazing. All right, so Linehan opened 3-0, but not unfamiliar territory, being down a few points for Hintz. They trailed by 4 early in that first set, only to come back and tie it a multitude of times. Jump serve coming. Or as they say in Canada, spinner. That ball mishandled, and that'll be a setting error for Nutsara Tomcom.
Nutsara trying to make something out of a tight pass and just gets a bad roll.
Nutsara pretty good at shaping her hands. And what do I mean by shaping?
Well, you know, that tight set, instead of just hands around the ball, she's like going behind the ball, creating a set out of what looks like an unsettable situation.
How about that? Well, that was an unplayable situation. Linehan and Dixon keeping it alive. That was pickleball back and forth. That ball is touched at the net, but how about this quick play?
Bam, bam, keeping it alive is Ali Linehan. And then off of this play right here, Bruns taking root creates pace. She creates tempo there.
Everyone wants to save their best for last. Simone Abbott takes that shot off the right thigh.
Ali Linehan facing angle and just turns and unloads down the line. Luckily, Abbott was deep enough not to take that one any higher.
Yeah, Linehan comes in second, hitting 248 on the year, but her numbers severely impacted by a poor week 2 performance. And by poor, I mean she was 39th in points out of 44 players. An absolutely horrid outing. And I think you were tracking the sets from that weekend.
Yeah, she was 0-3 in matches, did not win a single set. So for her to rebound and be where she is right now in second place on the leaderboard just speaks to how stellar she has played in weeks 3 and 4.
All right, Linehan back. Serving has been effective. Hits Bastianelli. That's always smart. Hit the middle. Retreating. That dig is out of bounds. I mentioned that week for Ali Linehan, she had 155 total points. That is the worst by any top 5 player.
Yeah, that's in the 120, I'd like to point out, by De La Cruz. She did not play that weekend. So she was awarded the lowest amount of win points that any team recorded over the course of that weekend. It was all the points she was awarded for that weekend. Ali actually played in 3 matches over the course of that weekend and was given was only awarded 155 points. She said that she felt a lot of pressure as the captain. You know, I think she felt it coming in on her. Not only are you not playing well, but then your team's not winning and you're thinking, oh my goodness, all these girls are not scoring points because we're not winning, and you kind of just, it snowballs. But boy, the way she's rebounded and come back and been such a successful captain, you just love to see it.
Overpass. McCage can't get it put away. How about a little
Dixon
step in
with the hands?
Yeah, a little step in from Willow Johnson gets it done. One more note on Betania De La Cruz. You talked about that 120 she missed the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Then she had 547 last weekend, but she missed
Friday.
one night of play. That, if you project it out from her output that weekend, is over 800 points. So her actual worst weekend, about 729, which is a lot of people's best weekend.
Right.
Betty Dela Cruz called to the national team and had to go down for the Pan Am Games before returning to be here at Athletes Unlimited. And you many times when you're called to the national team have zero choice with any other national team but the United States. They call you and you must go. There is no debating it.
Absolutely.
That ball is contacted and it will be an over call. When the ball's on top of the net, you have to call one thing or the other when the setter is in the back row. Either the setter is a back row attacker or the blocker is over. Bad pass. Bruns taking root with the left hand, puts it on the white stripe.
Bruns taking root just brings a different flavor to the setting position. So offensive-minded, really positive, plays with a lot of energy. I think she meshes very well with Morgan Hens.
What flavor is that?
You know, it feels a little caramel, I think.
Okay.
How's that?
Enjoyable?
It's just got a little twist to it, you know? It's definitely not chocolate or vanilla.
Okay, it's not that complicated, but it's enjoyable. Very nice. That ball is tipped down, ending a 3-0 run.
And the only rotation that ball falls against Team Hens is the half rotation where Captain Hens is not on the floor. Otherwise, that ball definitely played up.
Yeah, you have to know when the captain is absent.
Yes.
Chaussee just puts it through Tom-Com, who has not proven to be a presence at the net.
Take the easy shot, take what's given to you. When Chaussee happens to be in the front row for a few rotations against Tom-Com, that seems like the easy matchup.
Claire Chaussee comes in the 6th position, entering tonight on our leaderboard. Already played a season in Italy, played in Macerata, as that kill comes from Molly McCage, who continues to be on pace for 21 kills in this match. She had 7 in the first. That'll be her 8th overall.
Without an error, by the way.
Claire Chaussee is going to step back to serve here. We were chatting today, and I hadn't remembered that she played at Macerata in Italy, which is where I played 20 years before. So we were talking about, like, yeah, they still play in the same gym, and she lived near downtown, and where that's located. Pretty lonely experience to be in Macerata.
Yeah.
It is the middle of nowhere, up on a hill like many of the cities in Italy, but it is on the Adriatic side as Ari Cruz is checked in to pass.
And, you know, I think one of the reasons why this is such an enjoyable experience for so many players, you mentioned lonely experience. Yeah. This is not a lonely experience. This is a family of 44. The players love this experience.
Right, this is the flip side of that coin.
Absolutely.
It's the reason why so many players don't make it overseas.
Yeah.
They just don't. And you see a lot of women wash out quickly overseas, 1 season, 2 seasons, and they're done. Talking to Allie Linehan, she said, yeah, I'm not going back.
Right, right. And there are great opportunities now in the United States.
For the first time ever.
Absolutely.
There's more opportunity than there's ever been to be a professional player. Athletes Unlimited now in its 3rd season, and 2 other leagues about to kick off this coming year.
Really off the shoulders of this league, which will be the first professional volleyball league in the United States on Monday to have completed 3 seasons.
Ari Cruz, good pass. Linehan didn't get enough of it, but the second contact isn't there.
And again, notice who's not on the floor right now. Morgan Hens. We know if she was out there, that ball was going over the net. We have no doubt.
The captain?
Yes.
A little Stanford tie in there, like Captain Andrew Luck. I think we should have dispatches from the front from Captain Morgan Hens. Cruz with a dig. Namaris runs that one down and pokes it out. This will have to be Hens with the bump set. Presley dug by Linehan.
Wow.
Abbott puts that one nice and high, but it's a hitting error that ends what has otherwise been a quite rally-filled match.
And you know, you just don't see that very often, a hitting error, and I think that's what that has impressed me the most here as I've had a front row seat to so much Athletes Unlimited this season is the efficiency of the attacking, just at such a high level.
Tom-Com going short again. Presley in the passing row there. And bangs it through the block. Galciana Presley comes into this evening hitting 193. I thought she would have bigger numbers than that, but the errors have hurt her total percentage. 40 errors on 249 attempts.
And that's the thing I'm noticing about her game tonight is that it's absent of errors. She's letting the match come to her. I think that speaks highly to her captain. I just love the way that Captain Hintz is managing this team.
A little X, inside X that time from Linehan. So speaking of creativity, Molly McCage said Nutsara has it. That was a creative offensive set.
Yeah. Erin Ferris checks back in as Linehan goes to the back row. Ari Cruz giving her a little breather as she makes a run across the back row.
That ball goes inside of the block. It's Linehan now with a 3-point lead.
Nice hang up there by Nomaris, giving Willow Johnson a really nice look at the angle.
Overhand pass, love it. Bang through the block. Presley, great point by you about letting the match come to her, and she's exploiting that right now.
Yeah, she just hasn't tried to do too much. And, you know, when the set is there, I mean, like that one, are you kidding me? The power behind this what looks to be fairly small player and the power, it comes with a punch.
Well, yeah, that was the frightening athlete that everyone had to face when they took on the Baylor Bears. That ball is hit out of bounds by Erin Ferris. That rhymes. See how Sienna Presley stays at the line. All-time kill leader for Baylor and a big part of that program's success. All right, so Ferris remains in the front row. See if Presley hits her again. Yep, she does. Tom-com to Johnson, dug by Hentz. Nomaris with a dig. It's a libero fest here in match one. Blossom. Johnson's second swing into the net. And why not? We're tied.
A couple of rotations here where McCage is not in the front row, Linehan is not in the front row, doing everything they can to get that ball over to Willow Johnson on the right side, but out of system, several swings in a row for her, and that's a heavy load to carry. Again, out of system to Willow.
Presley with the platform out, perfectly placed. That's going to pay off. Nobody home. Chaussee tips it into the campfire.
And, you know, I was watching Hintz moments ago in left back, and the amount of information she feeds to her outsides as they're taking the approach, letting them know where the block is, where the defense is. It's incredible.
Dispatches from the front. It was 15-14 in the first set. Team Hintz was eventually defeated. What about set two?
Check ball. Yeah. Check up. Right here. Check ball.
Let's forget about everything.
Let me see what you got.
Let us all.
Could be.
Check up.
Are you serious? Check.
Every year, thousands of athletes disappear in clutch moments due to falling hydration levels.
I used to go missing all the time. I let everyone down. I even let Shannon Sharp down.
Yeah, you let me down.
They've been told how you feel yourself doesn't matter, that electrolytes are all the same. Then just like that, they're gone. Get yourself back in the game. Get yourself a Gatorade. Could be the difference between dominating and disappearing. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Technical timeout hit in set number two, as it was in set number one. Identical score 15-14 for Team Hintz. Allie Linehan and her squad winning 31-29 in the first, and Linehan leading a raft of quality rookies in the league this season.
Talk about an upgrade of players. This has been such a fun group to watch. And if you think just Brooke Nunaville or Hilly and Chaussee, just in college a season ago, what a jump they have made.
Now she's brought the noise at outside hitter, but also brought some noise to the arena. I think Key Michael has found some people who might be Linehan fans.
I found some family of Allie Linehan that are very excited to be here. John, you surprised her to come here, is that right?
I did. I live in Maine, and my wife and I have watched every game on Athletes Unlimited that you've had on ESPN Plus and on U. And I decided Monday that I was going to fly out, surprise Allie. So I called my other grandchildren, who are her brother and sister-in-law, live in Indiana, and now Tyler lives in Phoenix. We flew out here last Thursday night, this Thursday night, and cut to the hotel this morning and had a friend of ours call her down to the lobby, and we were hiding behind the column there, and I said, here's a special good luck charm for you, and it was Brianna. So she was very excited, and we're very proud of Allie.
That is so awesome that you flew all the way in just to surprise her. I'm sure she loved that. But I was asking you as well, Tyler, does she have any nicknames?
She does, yeah. So my brother and I, her husband, we like to call her Big Dog. And that just comes from a silly inside joke that we have from a time where my brother Riley and I were playing video games together, and all of a sudden his character starts playing terribly. No idea what's going on. I'm watching him spin around and look lost, and so I said, Riley, is that you? He said, no, Big Dog's playing. I said, Big Dog? He said, yeah, Allie. And ever since then, Big Dog's just kind of stuck around, so that's our go-to.
Well, Big Dog is doing fantastic at Athletes Unlimited. Were you expecting her to be quite as successful as she has been in her first season?
I expected her to be very successful because she's a very student of the game. She's very smart. She understands volleyball. But she's even exceeded my expectations. She's really doing good. She's obviously one of the top players that you're ever going to see. So I'm proud of her. We love her, and I'm glad she's part of our family.
Well, excellent. John, Tyler, Brianna, thank you so much for being here and supporting her.
All right, Key Michael, woman of the people.
Yes, absolutely. And this is a fun weekend because with it being the concluding weekend of Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited, the guest lists are quite long, and hopefully we're going to get to meet a lot of family.
All right, we have a challenge going here. So whether this ball was in or out. And what say you? I think it's out.
I'm going to have to see it one more time, I have to admit. I was looking at some notes.
Missy Whittemore, here you go.
I think that's out.
That's out. I saw some
Yeah,
black floor.
I feel like the line, I could see the black. Now, did it definitely touch the block, or was it off the net?
That ball's out of bounds. We should be done.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. We're challenging out or in, not challenging whether or not the block got a piece of it. I'm assuming for the ball to travel that far, the block got a piece of that.
That ball's out.
Yeah.
All right, good communication by our refereeing staff, led by Devaney McClarty at the R1. All right, here we go. Team Hens and Team Linehan, as they were in the first set, locked in a tussle. No one able to get away by more than a couple of points for any more than a couple of minutes. Seems like we have a lead of 2 or 3, and you think someone's getting away, and then you look up and we're tied.
And when we question, this Team Hens team, would there be enough offense? How about the arms? Yassiana Presley has obviously performed quite well, but I think Ali Bastianelli is another key piece to the puzzle for this team. A very experienced middle who's not only a good blocker, but can definitely score points offensively.
Comes in hitting .319, does Presley, as Blossom again in there for defensive support, provides it. And Chaussee, who's been an offensive weapon, hits out of bounds off of the hands.
Absolutely working the block. Claire Chaussee just continues to shine underneath the Friday night lights, which is her most favorite day of the week to play.
Yeah, 12 kills for Chaussee. Fairs pass and gets it. Tries to chip it off the edge. Cannot. This will be Johnson. Hard into the angle. And that one stays just in play. But again, the second contact as Chaussee tries to manage a second contact and the cheese grater that is the LED board. So we are approaching the 20 mark, and Deja McClendon has decided to sit down with us. Deja, what is happening here in this set that's better for your side, Team Hens?
We made some adjustments on our block. I think with Willow specifically, she got, that was a great swing. Claire's on it. She got a couple kills cross that we really didn't have a hand on before, and in this game we've done a lot better job of that. Gabby, amazing job, Gabs. That defense is awesome.
Deja, when we got to look at this roster after the draft, it's a different looking team than what we've seen in the first 4 weeks. Just some different pieces. You guys are using people in different roles. What have been some of the discussions behind the scene? I know as a leader on this group, you've been involved.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see Simone out there in the starting 6 and Taylor Bruns. I think they bring so much to the table, and people haven't seen a lot of them this season, so they kind of have a fresh look. And then, yeah, we have a really stacked bench, if you will, that's ready to do anything. Nia can play left and right, same over here. So we're ready to do whatever we need to do. Gabby's gone in and had some great defense plays and serves. So we're all ready to play our role.
Deja, it's been kind of a changed role for you this year. Not as much time on the floor. How have you evolved and how have you impacted your teams from week to week?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely found my gap and my space to be able to kind of coach and give whatever knowledge I have to my teammates, and to be able to watch what we need to adjust to and what we need to change, and be able to feed that to a player right away. So I've had a lot of fun, and also I'm cheering my butt off. So
I love it. All right, we'll let you get back to that. You guys are 5 away here in set 2.
yes, let's go Blue.
All right, Deja McClendon as the teams trade service errors. And again, keep it close. So what's going to push Team Hens over the edge here, Missy Whittemore? What's going to get them a different result than 31-29 on the losing side as McCage goes back to serve for Team Linehan?
Well, their defense definitely isn't lacking. I think here, can they push offensively through here these last 5 points and get some big kills?
Okay, well, it's the other side. Linehan with an opportunity right now. There is Allie Linehan, but it's dug by Chaussee.
There's the defense. Can they finish?
The chip shot is good. Ari Cruz didn't have that one. 21-19 as we check in once again with our Olympic roving reporter, Key Michael.
Well, I had a chance to speak to Deja over the week, and we talked specifically about the fact that she might be retiring this season. When she graduated from Penn State in 2014, she went straight to professional volleyball. She's played in Baku, Poland, Italy, Brazil. She was ready to retire in 2020, but AU made her excited to play again. It was the start of something new. It was an easy yes for her. In year 1, we saw her play a lot, but no one really knew what AU was then or what it could be. It wasn't secure. She wanted to help shape it. In year 2, a different role, less playing time, finding ways to contribute and make an impact. And now in year 3, when the league is standing on solid ground, she is so proud of her contribution, but feels ready to move on. She's been working with OnRise, a partner of Athletes Unlimited that helps athletes transition into a new career in the new real world. And she said, I'm starting to feel that pull to do other things. I am so much more than just a volleyball player. I know she's thought about retiring many times before. We are all going to miss Deja McClendon, but Deja, if you change your mind, you always have a locker room with your name on it here at Athletes Unlimited.
Key, great work. I think the only thing is before you let that drop, we need to get a breaking news.
Yes, yes.
Byline, Mesa, Arizona. Deja McClendon, perhaps in the waning moments of her professional career. What a journey it's been for Deja. Incredible success at Penn State and then professionally playing so many years. And we wish her the best of transitions. That's a hard one. What's proven difficult here at the end of the second set is to keep the ball in. We've had some errors both from service and from hitting that have kept it close. A little bit of firepower gone from Team Linehan in the front row at the moment.
Interestingly, they leave Ari Cruz in across the front row here. Again, out of system in this particular rotation.
Nearly had a kill with the set over. Nomaris did not get to that one. So there it is, Team Hens. Is that enough? They've got a 2-point lead with 2 to go. 23-21. Presley to serve. Chaussee back to the front row. That's good news. Bastianelli up there. An incredibly capable blocker. Still a front row setter. Nice dig by Blossom. From off the net, Cruz trying to snap that back line. Chaussee, that was too low. Second chance? Yes. Back row Stumler. Runs taking root with the fake, and she faked out Chaussee.
Yes, she did.
I think Chaussee was calling for a different set there. And Johnson hits it to Presley. Another long rally. Why not? Right on top of Bastianelli. Give the kill via the block to Tori Dixon.
Tori Dixon just suffocates that ball. But I tell you what, over the course of that long rally, again, Gabby Blossom with a huge dig. And you look at Bruns, Tegan Root, and Simone Abbott, so many players on Team Hens stepping up. What a block by Tori Dixon.
Dixon looking for the tie here, her side. That one thrown in, covered by Hens. That one in the net. So McCage shows her blocking presence, and we are tied at 23 all, just as we were a set ago.
We've seen both Dixon and McCage successful out there blocking Chaussee, which makes me think you got to tip your hat to Willow Johnson, who's found the right setup against Chaussee over there on the right side.
Listen, we might be going extra time here in this second set. That gives you plenty of time to go to auprosports.com and buy your tickets. We're playing extra tonight. We're actually going to leave the time the same. A lot of the rest of the United States is going to fall back an hour. We're not.
That's right.
We're going to accelerate an hour towards the conclusion on Monday. Go to auprosports.com/tickets and join us here for the championship weekend. Cruz chips it. Blossom digs it. Chaussee hits it wide. Team Linehan at just the right moment gets to a set point. They're looking for another 40, but not before Team Hens uses their first timeout. So Team Hens, who has led since the technical timeout, now falls behind for the first time at 24-23.
And a little adjustment by Team Linehan. There was that rotation in the front row where Erin Fayers and Tori Dixon and Willow Johnson were the three players across the front, and they tended to get stuck in that rotation. They make a change, and they go with Ari Cruz, an experienced player who just has a lot of shots, maybe not the big kill, but lots of shots. They've tried something different up there, and it seems to have paid off.
Well, breaking the action, we can go into the action with the Air National Guard and Molly McCage, 9-14 right now.
My name is McNasty. That's what the people call me. We love it. Yeah. Take it away. Yeah. Woohoo! Great job. Yes, yes, yes. Let's help with tape. Yes, yes, slide. Side. Hold her. One. Go. Up. Side. Yes! Let's go!
A secret, it is hard work. Take a look at Molly McCage and how hard she goes from antenna to antenna, calling for that slide and then absolutely attacking it. She has been so successful over the course of the entire season, and now to get into a rhythm for 3 weeks in a row with Nutsara has really become, when we say unstoppable, truly unstoppable.
Just keeping track of Team Linehan here in set number 2. We've learned that we have both the big dog and McNasty on the same team. I don't understand how they can be beat. It seems to me be an unbeatable pair as we look at now a challenge from Team Hens as to whether that ball was in or out. That ball looks to me to be out.
I think so. Interesting technique, though, to call the timeout, then come back out on the floor, and then call for the challenge review.
Well, look, you have 2 challenges per set, right? 2
Yeah.
captain's challenges.
Yeah.
You haven't used either. You actually have another timeout still in your pocket. You could really slow things down here. I mean, give it a whirl.
I'm in agreement. Use it all.
That ball's out. So our second set is again close. And what this sets up is, on aggregate, for our 100 points that are available in that third set, it is going to be anyone's 100 points. So
Absolutely.
we won't have a big lead. We won't have a magic number
That's right.
that one team can get to close out the overall victory before the set is determined. This is going to be a huge third set, no matter the result of this second, for Team Linehan. They want to close this right now, though, for the captain. Chasing Leah Edmond. Back set over is good in front of Tori Dixon.
Wow.
And we're going OT.
Are you kidding me? Taylor Bruns, right after Tori Dixon served and had to make her way all the way into the court to play defense, just drops one in the corner.
A dastardly move. So McCage has Willis and Chaussee in front of her. She also has Willow Johnson there. So the slide, do you run it? Well, you can't run it that way. Johnson will get a good opportunity. Throws it in, but no one's there to cover it. Team Hens goes to their first set point opportunity.
Emma Willis doing a nice job there. Strong hands on the close.
All set up by the server Bastianelli catching the cable.
Yeah.
For the set. That one got a lot of air under it right away. Check the vents. Was the AC on high?
Yeah, she knew she got lucky on the previous serve. As it catches tape and rolls over, she gets a little more air under that one, and it ends up being too much air.
Outside, Chaussee, bang, hang, and then put it deep in the court. Hence, second set point opportunity now.
Really pretty pass there by Team Hens, and that was all systems go. Claire Chaussee with in stride.
This is how competitive this second set has been. We've only had one timeout called.
Right.
There was a technical, but no one else has saw fit to call a timeout and slow the action. Was there a touch? No, and there was no topspin. That ball is long, and this set is over.
The first time today that McCage has missed on a swing, and we will see if it's a miss or if there was a block touch. We're gonna get a challenge.
I did not have a touch in live action.
I didn't either.
I don't see any spin on that ball either. Missy, you're a football parent. Is that a field goal?
I thought it was wide left. Yeah, I'm not seeing a touch here.
Laces out, Nutsara. Laces out.
No field goal, you're right.
I see nothing.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think we're moving on at 1-1. And what would be a 56-56 situation.
Wow.
Into the third set, so there'll be 100 set points available. We'll be 100% tied. Whoever wins the set is going to take home a cool century onto their side, and that's going to be it. A little bit anticlimactic, but celebration nonetheless for Team Hens as they battle back in the set for the victory. It looked like it was not going to go their way, but on the strength of their defense and some offense. 14 kills total for Claire Chaussee and her Team Hens teammates as we head off to a 100-point set opportunity. Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by Mikasa and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. dug again by Hens, who's under it.
Morgan Hens with the play of the rally.
Play like an underdog with the confidence of a champion. And I think it's having that underdog mentality, but not doubting yourself, just believing in your abilities and just also being a great teammate. I think that's a huge part of being a champion.
The underdog took out the big dog in the second set, 27-25. Team Hens and Morgan Hens come back, but throughout this match, Missy Whittemore, it has been a defensive gem from Morgan Hens.
Yeah, and what I love about it is that she has 10 digs, but also Taylor Bruns on her team has 10 digs, and Yassiana Presley has 12. She brings out the best in all defensive players.
So there's been an outbreak of defense?
Yes, you better believe it. None better, though, than the plays by Morgan Hens herself, as time and time again she comes up with balls that, as we said, has she been into the future. She sees the game so well, she anticipates what is about to happen.
Look at where the liberos stand point-wise. For Amanda Benson, she's had a lot of stat points. It's been hard to come by some wins here and there.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think when you take a look at Morgan Hens, you have to combine those stat points with the fact that she has been a winner week and week again, and she's been a captain week and week again. So she's responsible for building those winning teams. She could be a successful coach in the future if she wanted to.
Yeah, she has built some winning teams. She's built some very interesting teams, and she made an interesting selection with Taylor Bruns Tegenruth as setter, Key Michael, for starting the 5th week.
Yeah, I think the creativity that Morgan Hens as a captain brings cannot be overstated, and she brought in Taylor Bruns as a starter, the first captain to do it. Tegenruth split from Nutara after 3 weeks together. Now they're facing off on opposite sides of the net. Taylor's one of those people that's been named as a potential to get that teammate award because of her positive attitude, her supportive mentality. Linehan said it was a big loss losing Taylor. She's provided so much more than just setting. She was an extra hand in that captain role, making sub decisions, strategy. But as far as her teammates now, I went over to the bench and asked, hey, is Taylor a diva now that she's the starting setter? Everyone jokingly said, no, obviously not, she's not. But she is one of those offensive players that now when she gets the opportunity to swing, for example, that last point, I said, how did you get so gutsy to do that overpass? She said, the middle was serving. It was a dime ball from Hens, and the stars, they just aligned.
Absolutely, and you mentioned, that she's so offensive-minded with that left hand, but how about 10 digs after 2 sets? I mean, Morgan Hens knows what she's doing here. Taylor Bruns brings a lot to the floor, Keith.
All right, who will it be in this 3rd set? 100 points available for everybody. Whoever takes this set is going to take home 100 points. We don't have to split it up. It just is. You're going to get the overall. You're going to get the set victory. We are tied at 56, and here we go. Ari Cruz starts in the back row. Simone Abbott's, who's been quiet for just a little while. Quiet no more with that shot down the line, collecting her 5th kill. And Abbott straight away to the back row, runs to the front.
Yeah, Simone Abbott, the 3rd pin on this Team Hens team. The other 2 being Yassiana Presley and Claire Chassé, who interestingly have played quite a few weeks together here at Athletes Unlimited.
Allie Linehan is having herself quite a night. How about fighting off that pass off the top of the cable? Almost went double axe handle, perfect pass, and then annihilated the opportunity at the net.
Make it 12 kills now for Linehan, the most on her team. Willow Johnson has 11. But coming into this, we said, could Team Hens keep pace offensively? Well, guess what? Yassiana Presley has 16 kills up to this point in the match, and Claire Chassé 14. So they're more than keeping pace. They are out killing Team Linehan. Maybe not for long.
The veteran and Olympian Ari Cruz makes an incredible stab there. Perfectly placed to pick up the Presley spike. And it's 2-1. Molly McCage to the back row. Tori Dixon up front. Only 2 middles on the roster for Team Linehan this weekend. Good touch there. Someone out of the back row? No. Like to have gotten a swing at that. Bastianelli gets a swing on that tight backslide.
Yeah, and at this level, you have to think a free ball over the net like that is not going to go favorably.
Our leaderboard pops in. Leah Edmond going to be in action later in our 2nd match. Linehan climbing closer. 100 points would be huge for her to continue to close that gap. It's 265 to start the weekend. Willow Johnson doing her part to help out. She needs to outscore. Allie Linehan needs to outscore Leah Edmond by 266 points minimally to to take the overall championship. It has come down to essentially a two-woman race at the top.
We said it may take some sweep wins. This one will not be a sweep after dropping set 2, but this 100 points is going to be very important.
Yeah, you take a 140 with a bunch of good numbers as well.
Yes.
Cross court. Mars Velez Augusto goes matrix for that one to let it go wide. 4-2. You were doing a little projection, weren't you, Missy Whittemore, this afternoon?
Yeah, taking a look at who I think could possibly be the winner. Of course, Leah Edmond is the favorite. She's taken the top spot in week 1 and not looked back. If you don't think Betty De La Cruz is in the hunt, you must be crazy and you've never seen her play volleyball. As far as I'm concerned, you can never count Betty out. But my outside chance has to go to Brooke Nuneviller. Reason being, she's the 4th captain this week, but she is 2nd in stat points only to Leah Edmond. So she has the ability to score stat points. And on top of that, I think she's constructed a really, really good team here in week 5. And so win points could definitely come her way.
What'd you do with Allie Linehan?
I don't.
Where'd you put her?
I hate to say Allie Linehan is outside chance. She's in 2nd place. I don't know if that qualifies for an outside chance, and I just didn't think I could keep Betty out of the hunt.
Oh, I see.
That seems to fit Betty in the hunt, the way she plays. What do you think?
Okay. All right.
Allie Linehan certainly in position to possibly win this thing. 2 cats in position to be winners here at AU.
Position here is a question of a ball being in or out. It was called out. To me, it looks out there. Our officials, have they been overturned? I don't believe they have.
They've been really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
On point. You're going to keep an eye on that overall score. In most cases, here you don't necessarily have to. You just know whoever wins this set is going to win the overall.
If you don't love Alicia Glass-Childress, you must be crazy. She's in the middle of this huddle, coaching up her team, handing out water bottles. What a leader this player is.
Yeah, you know, a medalist.
Yeah,
just
gold
a
medalist.
Casual medalist.
Yeah, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, who would know, right? And that's why this is such a special league, the respect amongst players here.
Yeah, bronze medal in 2016 with Team USA. A rally-like performance from that crew in 2016. Both the men and the women looked like they were headed to the final, headed to at least a silver medal. Both of them lost in tragic fashion in the Olympic semifinals. That is one of the toughest things in sport to do, is to go from losing an Olympic semifinal to coming back and playing 2 days later for the bronze.
Yeah.
I've done it. Unsuccessfully, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The ability to bring yourself emotionally back around, especially when both teams looked as though they were headed that way, all the way to the final, to an Olympic championship perhaps. And worth mentioning again, if you don't know already, as we look again at this ball that I think is out, both the men's and women's teams have qualified for the Olympic Games. The women, of course, are the defending Olympic gold medalists coming out of what was 2021 in Tokyo. First time ever that the USA women took a gold medal. They beat Brazil, and everyone likes beating Brazil.
And we're early in this 3rd set, but big cheers from Team Linehan when that call stays in their favor, because it feels like every point is huge. Every point's so important here in this 3rd one, is 100 points are at stake.
Little naked 2 there, and Claire Chaussee can't get it by the number 44 of Willow Johnson.
The block all over that. Good setup, good read by Willow.
Was that an extra scrunchie in the left arm of Willow here, or is that like some Ultimate Warrior stuff? Can we get some bands hanging off? Ultimate Warrior would be cool. Bring in some face paint. Tip shot. That one snapped really sharp onto the off blocker.
I like the play off the block, though, there from Tori Dixon. No one in position as that ball goes up above her head, and she handles it under control. Look at the snap that you alluded to. Beautiful.
Hence calling that one, making a huge move to play it. Les Augusto underneath it to Johnson again, and right on the back line for 44.
Willow in set 2 seemed to go through a period of time where she got a lot of out-of-system looks. And finally, they're in system. We get to see just an elite swing from Johnson.
7-2, Team Linehan trying to take control of a set. It has been close throughout 1 and 2. Willow Johnson helping her side early in the 3rd. to be there.
That's right. We are fans too.
Check ball.
Yeah. Check up.
Right here. Check ball.
Let's forget about everything.
Let me see what you got.
Let us
Could be.
Check up.
Are you serious? Check.
All I wanna do is win, win, win. All I wanna do is.
I want to be the winner of AU this year.
All I wanna do is.
Molly McCage is a blocking machine.
Winning this season would mean a lot to me.
Morgan Hintz with the play of the rally.
Chaussee with attitude.
Oh, the set from Sydney Hilly.
Winning would mean the world to me.
Wanna do is win, win, win.
Win. The past 2 years, I've been super close.
Leah Edmond explodes on the kill. Betty De La Cruz, are you kidding? Linehan unloads.
It's just that ultimate validation.
It's her world, you're just living in it.
Wanna do is win, win, win.
Scorch blessing us with his or her presence. Got to be a her, yeah? As we enjoy Athletes Unlimited Day 1 of weekend number 3. 7-3 off that side out from Team Hens. Kevin Barnett alongside Missy Whittemore, along with Olympian Key Michael on the sidelines, roaming throughout. We have watched an incredibly close match that was tied at 56, headed to this third and deciding set. Into the middle this time, it's Tori Dixon close to the setter with the kill. That run of 5 right before the timeout was the first time anyone has led by 5 points in the entire match. It comes at a good moment if you're clad in orange.
This has been an incredibly good matchup and really more of what we expected from Team Linehan with 7 players returning from a week ago. And then this really new look Team Hintz team that has been so much fun. Moments ago, we saw Nutsara drift off the net and deliver a perfect quick ball to Tori Dixon. What does Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot do? Exact same thing. Answers punch for punch.
8-4. Full strength, the front row. Abbott back in there. Cruz with the tip. Did Hens get under it? So far, the referees think so. Namaris pushing the pace. Cruz chiseling the block.
The combination of Cruz and Fairs giving Team Linehan some options.
Ari Cruz has had a lot of appearances this year, but not a ton of regular play, hitting 166, which is pretty low for the veteran. Dixon with the dig. Cruz will get another shot here. Abbott was underneath the roll shot. Dixon with the dig down the line. Johnson, no approach, doesn't matter. 10-4.
The one-arm jab assist from Ari Cruz. Veteran-like play here. Could not have designed it any better. 2 digs by Tori Dixon. The one-arm save by Ari Cruz and right to Willow Johnson.
Yeah, that's going to be an assist.
Yes.
You're going to pick up points for that.
Yes.
Tori Dixon's going to pick up points for that dig. And good to see Tori Dixon make it through the entire season and be playing full-time. Key Michael's seated near where Tori Dixon is playing left back. I saw her, she jumped out of her seat nearly over the barrier when that dig was made. She loves a good middle defensive play. Chaussee bangs it through a late turning the cage.
Little different approach there from Claire Chaussee swinging on the right side as she loads from within inside the court and then just comes straight down the line.
Chaussée's had a lot of work, not only offensively, but also receiving 296 receptions coming in. That is second only to Leah Edmond with 300. But interestingly enough, it's an opportunity to score a lot of points.
Yeah.
If you look between Linehan and Edmond, Edmond has actually outscored Linehan in passing. Not by a ton, because if you do the math back and forth, it's about 20 points.
You're going to have more errors the more balls you take. However, if you're a good passer, you decrease your ability to score points with a good reception because no one's going to serve at you.
They're both passing at almost exactly the same perfect pass rate, both Linehan and Edmond, which was interesting, but Edmond has a lot more opportunities.
Yeah.
But she also, to your point, has more errors, so the delta of that becomes about 20 points, where you thought it might be like 80 or 100 or something bigger than an MVP award.
It's really interesting, but it speaks to the system that has been designed by volleyball-minded people who certainly understand what they're doing in this point system and how it all works out just right.
There's our top 4 right off the top of the score there entering tonight. Really only matters where they end up on Monday night when we hand out the hardware. Yeah, and you mentioned the block there. McCage will get the points, but this is a fine point of the scoring system. Yassiana Presley does not get a negative amount for that attack. Volleyball people wanted the block to be challenged. That is a valuable thing in the sport of volleyball. Don't hit out, challenge the block to do something. As Molly McCage does there, so you don't receive a negative, but McCage does get positive points.
It will impact her efficiency
in
a negative way, but she will not get -12 for a hitting out error. However, Molly McCage gets positive points for the block.
Yeah, she does. For that block, you're going to pick up 12 points, and for that kill there, you're going to pick up 8 if you're Yassiana Presley.
Yep.
So she followed up that previous block with a successful kill attempt.
And to your point, challenging the block versus just swinging at balls out of bounds.
Oh, that was exactly the right play. McCage, the decoy, and all of a sudden, Team Hens is coming back. Aaron Fairs is with us in the chair chat now. Aaron, you're getting an extended run here. You waited all season. How's it been for you to be back out on the floor on the regular?
Happy to be here. Love it.
What have you done differently this week with this group, knowing you were going to get increased playing time?
I'm just focusing on my weak spots, just getting more consistent passing and defense, and then obviously just connecting more with our setters.
Aaron, you're one of 7 players who returned to Team Linehan from a week ago. That is a huge core of people to be back together. How important is that in creating that early chemistry for you guys?
It's great. We had great chemistry last week, so why switch it if it's not broken? I think we added like probably 3 or so new players, and it just added experience, so can't complain over here.
All right, Aaron, what does your team need to do here to close this out? You guys have a pretty decent lead.
Yeah, I just think that if we communicate and make less errors, then we can just keep this up.
All right, stay in it. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
15-8, Team Linehan with the lead. Another huge swing by the captain.
As soon as Aaron said, if we communicate, Linehan gets a kill and immediately points at Numeris, her libero, because that's who's feeding her information when she goes up to make that swing. That's where that communication is taking place on the floor.
Johnson, nice dig. Excellent position just inside the block. Nice touch by Nutsara. Turn to Dixon, who covers herself. Speaking of positioning, Hens in exactly the right spot again. Linehan, big head of steam. This is a stat-intensive match, all these rallies. No, Hens can't handle that one.
Hens making it so hard on Linehan to score. But you saw again the communication. Several high balls slightly out of system on the left side to Linehan. And then finally more of an in-system dig right here. And look at the communication as Allie's calling for the quick set. And she comes inside the block in a different angle for Morgan Hintz there.
Linehan 16 kills, Johnson 15 kills. Offense explosion coming for the women in orange. Linehan, confident there, takes a little bit of a cut. Presley, over the top and out of bounds. Trying to go over the small blocker.
Yeah.
A little bit too far. It is now 17-8. And Team Hens has called a timeout once again. So what was a closely contested match, never a team getting away by more than 4 points, has turned out to be a third set blowout by Team Linehan over Team Hens. But with this break, we have a chance to take you back into the action. Again, what's it like if you're on the floor with Taylor Bryn's Tegenroot setting you? Here you go.
Oh no, I'm between the dynamic duo. Go. We are like attacking really well out of high balls too, so if it's just high in the middle because you don't feel like you can get it perfect, that's fine. Oh, I almost hit that out. Oh my god. Stop. Cover, cover. Oh yeah. Yes! So great cover. Hey, big defense right here.
Anything particular in training?
Good communication for the veteran who has played 8 years overseas and now living overseas as well. Made her life as a professional volleyball player, trying to impart some wisdom to the younger players. On the other side, Allie Linehan coming out of her college career. 1 season overseas, but playing like a seasoned pro right now in set 3.
Yeah, we said after set 2 that it was actually Team Hintz that was surprisingly leading the way offensively in terms of number of kills. Guess what? That's not the case anymore. Allie Linehan now has 16 on the day. Most impressively, though, is how she's managed those swings. Here recently taken a lot of out-of-system balls. She's continued to hit for a high efficiency, extend rallies, and then come through in the big moment. She has 16 kills. And now, along with her, Willow Johnson has 15. And that matches up with what we're seeing from Team Hintz. It is Claire Chausse and Yassiana Presley with 16 and 15 as well. So the offense has evened out, and Team Linehan has taken a big lead.
Yeah, but you touched on the efficiency as Nutsara followed that one going away from her. 380 for Allie.
Yeah, big number.
Another chance to add to it. No, Hintz is right there.
Hintz making it so hard for her to score.
Reading the book of Linehan. Emma Willis almost got enough. Off the block, out of bounds, Bastianelli, who she was the one who blocked that previous play. The 54 and the 55 playing middle for Team Hintz.
So many good plays. But finally, it's the ball out of bounds off of the Allie Linehan block that's going to score for Team Hintz.
A little ISO on the captain here, number 37. Going outside. Instead, it goes right side. And it's a kill. Gabby Blossom can't pop that one up.
Johnson has scored twice from the back row attack here in the 3rd set, and we didn't see a lot of that in sets 1 and 2. So I like how Nutsara continues to add new wrinkles to the offense as the match goes on. And honestly, in sets 1 and 2, there was so much offense with Molly McCage in the front row, but there is this one rotation where we are getting some back row offense from Johnson while McCage isn't on the floor, and that has worked really nicely.
Well, interesting about McCage, 7 kills in that first set on 11 attempts. Since then, she's had 4 attempts and 2 kills. So similarly efficient at 50% is where she was earlier, but just hasn't seen the ball.
Yeah.
Been going to the pin, and if you're hitting at the pin at about 400, go ahead. Chuck it out there all day. That's going to be the 17th kill, and her numbers are going to rise right into that 400 territory in efficiency for Allie Linehan.
And I feel like Team Hintz has sided out very well in the rotations when Molly McCage has been on the floor, and they've just been able to limit her impact on this set, these second 2 sets.
Linehan with a dig. Nutsara trying to get a settable ball up there, a hittable ball. There's Emma Willis, Doug. Back to the backslide once again, second try. Down the line and good. That one over the head of Namaris Velez Augusto, with whom Key Michael is quite familiar.
Well, it is so hard to chat to the liberos during the match because they're out for about 30 seconds. But I saw Namaris, I said, hey, what is going on Team Orange? Why are you so dominant this week? She said, well, first and foremost, the chemistry, it's all there from last week. We've been talking about that all match long. Second thing, all we have to do is pass. Namaris is getting one-on-ones all over the court. Classic libero, thinks it's all about the passing.
And I think she might be right, Key, because we just saw an absolute dime, 3 options, and Nutsar with a new look as she goes to the tight back set there to Willow Johnson for yet another kill.
The double quick here. We're running the double quick. You wondered who would be the backup. You suggested Willow Johnson.
I
You'd
did.
have to run back ones the whole time.
She could do it.
Proving she can. Oh, nice read by Linehan. Cruz composes herself and chips it. A blast instead from Abbott, and it's called out. We could see a challenge here. That one was close off the bat of number 42. That ball is going to be long, but a sizable lead here in the third. Remember, 100 team points, huge, absolutely monstrous for Allie Linehan to secure these points in her chase of Leah Edmond. The rookie looking for what could be an Athletes Unlimited individual championship as Deja McClendon checks in to serve. And she will play middle back. A little bit of defensive support for Team Hens. A lot of work to do, not impossible. Especially with defense like that. Cruz tries to chop that one off. McClendon lifts it up. And it pays with Presley on the left-hand side. 21-13.
You mentioned Linehan in position to make a run at the title. Of course, Leah Edmond atop the leaderboard. So I would expect all of Big Blue Nation to be tuning in Monday night when these two play each other, surely.
Shot into the middle.
Maybe the first swing in front for Molly McCage today.
I saw a net there, yeah, net violation going to be called. That'll go against Team Hens, 22-13. Stepping back to the line, Willow Johnson. Will she serve an ace? That's the question, because for every ace this year, Athletes Limited Volleyball has aspiration committing to plant 10 trees headed into this weekend. It was 1,260 trees already committed. Johnson trying to add there, almost did in a previous trip to the line. Damaris runs under it. Cruz, one-on-one. Presley with a blast, taking advantage of Tom Kahn.
Presley just showing off her leaping ability up and over the block.
The play at outside hitter, the capability at outside hitter has gone much higher in season 3 here at Athletes Unlimited.
And not only does Jessica Presley now have 17 kills, but she's hitting 350. That is a really good number for her.
Yeah, that is an excellent number considering she came in hitting 193. Yeah. She's almost doubled her output.
Make it 3 back row kills now here in set 3 for Willow Johnson, who has found a real rhythm on that back row attack out of the right side.
Willow obviously feels better. Hasn't even needed an approach on some swings. And she's been playing some D. That one does get by him, but pretty good attack from Bastianelli. 2 to go for Team Linehan.
Such a fun matchup, though, between Taylor Bruns, Tegenroot, and Nutsara, because they both really like to involve all of their attackers. They really use their middles. They spread the offense. It's just a really fun matchup.
Abbott's been consistent with the jump serve. That ball missed. Linehan with the pickup. Back row violation. Yeah. Left on Willow Johnson. I think her right toes just touching. Don't forget, we got Team Edmond, Team Nunaville coming up 9:30 Eastern. That'll be on ESPN+.
And Molly McCage chuckling right now after that miss just moments ago. I don't think that set was actually intended for her. They were trying to sail it past.
Well, you're going to have to work hard to get that ball out of the window for Molly McCage.
Yeah, exactly, as we saw.
All right, not only is it set point, it is match point here for Team Linehan and Molly McCage. A huge factor in the first set. Can she close it from the service line?
Out here stealing attempts from her teammates with her big jump.
Turn, not getting by Dixon. Tori Dixon's seen that movie before. 25-16, a dominant final set from Team Linehan. They will take the overall victory, 81-72. Kind of unexpected after those first 2 sets, Missy.
Yeah, it was dominant, and they needed it because 100 points at stake, and you're looking at Allie Linehan in orange, captain of this team, and number 2 on the leaderboard coming into the weekend. It's going to take a huge weekend from her to claim that top spot, but it can be done with lots of win points and perhaps MVP points. We'll find out soon.
Yeah, 140 total team points taken home for Team Linehan. Everyone on the side in orange gets to have those points. Allie Linehan hits 370, has 17 kills, only eclipsed by her opposite, her first pick, Willow Johnson. 18 kills, first pick at the opposite spot, and efficiency of 310, outperforming her 230 on the year. And we check in with Key Michael, who might have grabbed, a middle.
I mean, I'm not going to apologize for grabbing Molly McCage. She's a middle, but she's a special kind of middle. You were chosen first for a reason. Talk to me about that draft room when you guys are together on this team.
Well, we sort of giggled, right? It worked out perfectly. So we game planned in the laundry room of the hotel, and Allie was like, I'm going to pick you first, and I was like, yeah, and then Newt, because Leah's not going to take Newt. And then from there, Willow was still on the board, and then when Willow got to the Zoom room, we were like, this is going to be really good. This is going to be really good. The chemistry is just amazing.
I was going to say, you thought it would be good. It was indeed fantastic. This was not a sweep, but it felt like a sweep. Did it feel like that to you?
Yeah, I mean, I got to give credit to them. I think that they battled so hard. Their defense is phenomenal, but our service pressure knocks up a bit, and then, I mean, that's the middle blocker's dream, right? Add a system every time. It's just piece of cake after that.
Namaris was saying that was going to be the key. Get that ball up to Nutsara, one-on-ones all over the place, and you were having a field day at the net.
Yeah, I mean, to hit off Newt is a privilege. I just love it so much, and she's such a rhythm setter. She's so fun to play with, and if we don't get it right, we just giggle and then whatever, next one.
You're giggling all the time anyway. But playing with Linehan, she is this close to taking a medal. You were one of my choices for outside. But what is it like playing with this team that has the chemistry and a player like her that's young and also proving herself at such a high level?
Allie is so athletic. There are some plays that she makes that I'm that is high level. Her pass to attack, the way she passes outside her body, she just got really calm demeanor, but also just she gets up. There are some balls I was that is untouchable. It is so fun to play with Allie.
Awesome. Well, it's fun to play with you as well. Congratulations again on the win, and good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Thanks so much, Key.
Back to you in the booth.
I could not agree more with Molly McCage in terms of the athleticism of Allie Linehan. She has, for a while now, been one of my favorite players to watch, and that's high praise coming from a Florida Gator to a Kentucky Wildcat. But she plays the game beautifully. She has every skill, and she just has been such a great leader here in the late weeks of Athletes Unlimited.
Our next matchup is going to be Team Edmond taking on Team Nunaviller. Star for that side is going to be Bedania Dela Cruz. And these two women have proven themselves offensive threats.
Tell you what, we've got last year's champion facing off against Leah Edmond, who has positioned herself to win the championship this year, sitting atop the leaderboard. The win points for De La Cruz tonight are going to be at a premium. If she has any chance of making a run at Edmond, I fully expect her to be locked in for this one.
That match is coming up at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN+. It'll be more Athletes Unlimited volleyball for your Friday night. In this one, it was 2 close sets, 31-29. Team Linehan in the first. It was 27-25. Team Hens in the second. Yeah, Scorch was here giving back massages. We were comfortable and ready. We have more volleyball on the way. The eventual 25-16 victory from Linehan nets an 81-72 win. The captain was a huge factor. If you want to make a championship chase, sometimes you got to do the work. Congratulations, Team Linehan. We'll see you for match 2 momentarily.